Gonna put the world away for a minute, pretend I don't live in it. Sunshine gonna wash my blues away.
Hey, Pacific Beach brothers and sisters. Grace and peace to you. It's Pastor Bill. You could probably guess where I am right now. It is Thursday. I am sitting at the Silver Strand Beach at Coronado, and I'm enjoying a pretty relaxing space over here this afternoon as I record this week's Midweek Message. Man, look at this. I mean, I'm surrounded by sand and wonderful skies. There's seagulls all around. I got flip-flops in the sand somewhere behind me. The swell is awesome. There's people out playing in the surf. You could do a whole lot worse than a July Thursday hanging out right here. How on earth did I get to spend a Thursday afternoon in the middle of a work week sitting on this beautiful beach? Well, believe it or not, it relates to this week's sermon in our sermon series on community in transition. We're working through chapters 13 through 18 of the Old Testament book of Exodus. And this week, we're going to hear from Exodus chapter 18 and a pretty well-known story from the life of Moses. In particular, as Moses was leading the people of Israel, he found himself in a predicament where he was taking on so much leadership responsibility. He was running out of time. He was running himself ragged. He was really grinding himself beyond his boundaries and beyond his limits in a way that wasn't healthy and in a way that really wasn't honoring God or serving the people as effectively as he needed to. And so God spoke through Moses' father-in-law Jethro and said, what you're doing is not good. He talked to him about boundaries, about delegation, about entrusting leadership to other people. And that theme's been on my mind and my heart and my soul this week, in part because I've been listening to an audiobook by pastor and author Peter Scazzero called Emotionally Healthy Discipleship. It really talks about the idea of being human beings and not just human doings. Being more like Mary, who sat at the feet of Jesus and enjoyed his presence and his company, rather than Martha, who was running herself into the ground, just constantly working. What she was doing was not good, just like what Moses was doing. And sometimes it's important for us as leaders, as servants, as disciples of Jesus, to delegate, to entrust work to other people, to rest in the hands of our Heavenly Father, to know that God is God, so that we can do what's best, what God has really called us to do, and allow others to do what God is lifting them up to do. This Sunday, we have the blessing of hosting the Reverend Rosalind Zaccardi. She's our guest preacher and part of the leadership of our worship service this coming Sunday on the 17th of July. If you recognize the last name Zaccardi, it's because she's part of a power duo here in San Diego. And we had the chance this last March to host Rosalind's husband, the Reverend Dr. Gary Zaccardi, who preached for us. Rosalind's gonna preach and help lead this coming Sunday at the 10 a.m. service. And then Grant's gonna lead at the 7 o'clock evening service on Sunday. But on Sunday morning, I hope that you'll join me in welcoming Rosalind. I'm gonna be out of town with Molly, in part because I wanna practice what I preach and delegate leadership and entrust worship leadership and the leadership of God's people to other good and trustworthy and faithful servants. But also because Molly and I are finally taking advantage of an offer from the Navy to go to a retreat for couples. When a service member's been on deployment or on mobilization, the Navy offers a weekend getaway for that couple to be replenished together and to have the opportunity to attend some workshops and learn how to reintegrate with life together after deployment. So I'm gonna go, first of all, because it sounds like a great thing. We'll be up in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho at the Coeur d'Alene Resort, enjoying that experience together. It's also a chance for me as a chaplain to learn what the chaplains do at these retreats so that when I'm called upon to be the chaplain for these returning warrior workshops, I can serve in that capacity and do part of what it is that God has created and called me to do as well. So thanks for being the congregation as you continue in worship together there this coming Sunday. Thanks for welcoming Rosalind as she preaches this message on knowing your boundaries from Exodus chapter 18. I'm excited to be back with you the following Sunday. This Sunday, the 17th, is also a delicious day, a day to taste and see that the Lord is good, as our youth group provides a bake sale after the 10 a.m. service to raise money for their upcoming end-of-month youth retreat. And so I hope that after the Sunday service, you'll bring some cash with you and take a moment to head out to the patio and to support our youth as they provide some really delicious reminders of God's goodness in support of the young people in our congregation that we're raising in the knowledge and love of Jesus Christ. We've got some other great things coming up toward the end of the month. In particular, I want to remind you of PB and Jams. On Saturday, the 23rd of July, we are going to host Samuel Dito Brown, who's going to provide some gospel hip hop, and Matt and Aris, an R&B duo that Roa Pacilio knows from Point Loma Nazarene, this really talented group of musicians. So we hope that you'll come out for this community music night on the courtyard at 7 p.m. on Saturday, the 23rd of July for PB and Jams. And then mark the date for Saturday, August 27th for our PB and Jazz night with the Peter Sprague Band. Incredible world-class jazz. That's going to be a great night of music as well. We hope you'll come and be a part of that and enjoy time together in community. Lastly, I want to wish some happy birthdays this week. I know that July 15th is a happy birthday to Claudia Metzger. I think July 19th, we want to wish happy birthday to Aaron Trinidad. And on July 22nd, we want to wish a happy birthday to our dear brother and servant, Steve Ritz. I hope it's going to be a great celebration for each of you as you celebrate this anniversary of your life and God's goodness to you. Brothers and sisters, thanks for a day at the beach and the chance to do some work here, the chance to serve you as your pastor, and thanks for being Pacific Beach Presbyterian Church, a congregation I love to worship with, serve with, grow with, work with. Have a wonderful week. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.
Champagne shore washing over me.
It's a sweet, sweet life, living by the salty sea.